Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. The time you've been waiting for. I know the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. The good news. Oh, sorry. That's the other shit part.
Choking drool.
I'm just saying, choking drool it is, because that's the way it is today, you guys. Trump's over there right now embarrassing the hell out of us. I want you to know he's already done it. He started it when he decided to get over there before he went and talk about how the Meghan Markle was nasty. The Duchess of Sussex.
Evangelist Vista.
That's hard to get that. So Trump is over there right now. I've been trying to get some updates. You know, they got the Trump. They got, where is it? I thought I had a picture of it actually, but they've got the Trump piece going over there.
Right.
That shows him acting a damn. I'm using a special browser this morning, you guys, because Vic and I are having so much technical, so we have to do this whole thing. So let me see if I can get it in here too, Vic. I didn't have that set up. But so Trump is over there, and you know that he's supposedly he's he's got a favorable rating with just above 20% of the people. Okay, and so that means that like 79% of the people just do not like him. I think he's less popular over there than he is over here, and he's not very popular over here, but he's certainly less popular over there.
Yeah.
And so they were waiting for him. In fact, they were shipping over this giant, I think I posted, I'm trying to get into Facebook now to show you. They shipped over this giant Trump figure in effigy that they were going to display.
Okay.
Oh, I was just looking at it. Everybody else, Anaya was saying she was getting black. Anaya, you might have to do those upgrades.
Well, if you're doing it through your phone, I can tell you right now, I have 2 mobile devices that's telling me there's a current iOS update pending, and I'm not even touching because depending on how big it is, it's going to probably black out my screen. But be prepared. Hit your updates first to make sure, so it's going around. And I haven't forgotten you at all, Anaya.
Anaya out there, one of our regulars who's out there. Take a look at this. Take a look at this picture. Here's the giant Trump robot that's going to the UK.
They found a way to block you, man.
We've been having troubles technically. It could be an assault. It could be an assault. You never know.
Yeah, it all depends.
These people, it could be an assault.
If those updates are flying, it's going to be hard.
There's the Trump right there. It's muted. So supposedly the Trump robot. That's a better picture right there, huh?
Okay.
That's the Trump robot.
Okay.
He's Trump sitting on the toilet and while shouting and tweeting, "I'm a very stable genius." Let's give it up for that one. Yeah, he's over there making an ass of himself today, so we get to watch. I would really, in terms of protocol violations, not that I'm one who's big on protocol, but I don't know that I would keep the Queen waiting. I don't know that I would step in front of her and walk on, or step on her feet. Mm-hmm. First of all, I'd give her all the respect I'd give any senior citizen of that age.
Even Trump?
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There are those times when you kick an old lady down a flight of stairs.
He's a senior citizen, man.
I said there are those times you actually think about doing evil.
All right, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying that you do it. I'm just saying I understand.
Right. That's right.
We're not embracing violence of any kind.
Right.
But we say we understand.
I want you to understand.
Trump, like, this picture of Trump sitting in the toilet. Don't you wish for him donut-sized hemorrhoids?
Listen.
Giant ass donut.
Let me say this.
Just.
There's only one person he didn't bow to, but he said, we stand side by side. He takes no bowing to no one, no leader in the world. There's only one that he basically said, oh, no, I'm not going to walk in front of him. I'm going to always stay on the side. I'm not going to even tell you who that is. I'm just going to say
He pushed
this.
the other people out the way.
He sure did, but he will not do it with this certain individual. I'm staying away from politics. I'm talking about human behavior.
Well, the thing with Trump right now has to do with the surrounding battle that's brewing. And that's one where you take your breath and hold it, because the Trump administration has basically thumbed their nose at everyone. The big one that's pending is the federal judge who said who actually gave them specific instructions, which they did not carry out. So you're going to see that play out today. Today. I probably should go look and see, based on the time frame, if something has happened already. But since the Trump administration has been thumbing their nose at everybody, we're waiting for what these judges are going to do. Now, you can do it to some, but you can't do it to all. And so this judge who previously said that they were to make some information available, and they basically said we're not doing it. So now we're going to find out what happens today. I'm looking to see if there's anything about it. Nothing. Trump is denying he called Meghan Markle nasty, despite the recording that has been played. There's a recording of it everywhere. I'm going to see, that should be certainly covered, the recording of what happened. But he called her nasty. I heard the recording. We don't need to re-report it. Go look for it yourself. He called her nasty. And this is prior to his visit over there. So stuff is happening today. It's all the things that are surrounding Trump. The news is not out. I keep looking. Remember, every day now, you have the responses from the different bodies, political and otherwise, who have been getting denials from the Trump administration in terms of following instructions or releasing information. So you have that going forward. Following instructions, releasing information is heading forward, and we're going to see all of that unveil this week. All right, good news, bad news, and the other shit. The good news, one of the great things that I like is Choi. You know, Choi is a success story. You know, he started the Koji food truck phenomenon here, Vic.
Okay.
Up from, just really did it. I followed his family tradition of business and just really did it. And then started brick and mortars. The A-frame that I've been to, I think we've all been to there together, was one of the places that's his. He's got 2 or 3 brick and mortar places now around restaurants around here in Los Angeles. Well, he's got 2 Netflix shows coming up. And what's simply amazing about Choi is the way he talks about community. In fact, I quoted him about bringing his own special brand of social justice-based restaurants. Great information, great discussion. Great discussions about how some of our attitudes affect the pricing of restaurants. You know, we're more willing to pay for some kinds of food than we are for other food.
Right.
Some people's food we expect to be a bargain all the time. Is that a cultural bias that we always expect Asian food or Mexican, Latino food choices to always be cheap? And why? No matter what the quality? Well, Choi is one of the folks who's challenging all the distinctions and definitions of that. Let's take a look at the trailer.
I'm a street cook, man. Even before I was a street cook, I was a street person. I'm out there doing things, whether it's approved or not approved. Because my whole existence in this world is to nourish and to feed people. I'm just challenging conventional thought that a business can thrive in other ways than money.
Here's a business, here's a purpose.
Heart disease rates, the diabetes rates, the obesity rates, the cancer rates, they're all exponential. There's no way to be confused about why these things are happening when you look at what food is available.
How do you create a community that believes that everybody belongs and is willing to infuse hope for whom hope is foreign?
You're presented sometimes with that moment where you have to rise. Thousands of people on the street, starving. How are you going to feed them?
I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position.
To talk about the history of food in this community is also to talk about social justice.
Whether your beliefs differed from mine, we're breaking bread and we're talking. And I'm disagreeing with you. You're disagreeing with me. And then from there, we can start to talk about these things and maybe understand each other. Maybe I can be a voice for the people that a lot of times don't get a voice.
Wow. Roy Choi.
Yeah, very good.
We've had some things going on, once again, horrifying us all. Another mass shooting, this time at Virginia Beach. I'm trying to verify. I heard two different quotes, Vic. I heard 150th mass shooting.
Right.
So we're going to look, but then another said, I looked it up and said 115. So we're going to now, let's go Google it. Let's go Google it. Where's my Google? See, this is all new. Let me go to Google. I like to use my Google, not the other search. And I'll say, number of U.S. mass shootings in 2019 comes up. Okay, according to Wikipedia, mass shootings by gunviolence.org. That's the one everybody's been quoting. Gunviolence.org. Mass shootings in the past years. Okay. Well, so what's it for today? Home. Last reports. Mass shootings, 2019. Where's the number? Okay, let's just look up the article, what they just say. Mm-hmm. Mass shootings, see the data. Number killed, U.S. They have a mass shooting tracker that ticks along with the number of mass shootings along. So in 2019, I'm trying to get the full number. They're showing 32 in the month of June, 222 in May, 151 in April, 93 in March, 79 in April, 101. Wow, 101. Where's the total?
Right.
We just want to see the total. Wow, the 101. We'd rather than tallying all that stuff ourselves. Wow, the deadliest. Well, I found. Okay, here's one. They're trying to quote it. According to 115, that's the number I got. So 115 mass shootings this year alone, you guys. This year alone, 115 mass shootings in the United States. Simply amazing. Simply amazing. And then now it's really forcing the discussion even more.
Yeah, that's I know we're probably going to need something more than what we're doing to be able to not just have that passive attitude about it. And when I say we, I'm talking about we as a people. It's going to take something almost gargantuan to change the culture of weapons and how they're applied versus the right versus the lack of what they call, let's say, medical follow-up and maintenance. And I'm keeping that very generic and broad, if you know what I mean. They're not equating at, the stabilization of both are not working out because somewhere along the way, they're going to keep defining people as, well, they had a mental condition. They had some type of, they had what they call I want to kill people condition.
Right, which is obviously mental.
Right.
You want to go kill people and yourself.
Right.
Yeah, duh.
Right.
You probably have a mental condition.
Right.
Jeez.
See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not laughing at
the bullshit.
That. What I'm saying is, if nothing is done, most people think that, oh, this is just going to be a blip and it will come down some normalcy. I said, no, it's not.
Well, let's see. Let's be hopeful. One of the areas which has both made me angry and also happy has to do with America's approach to the opioid crisis that we're facing. Angry because when black folks had a crisis with crack cocaine, we got 3 strikes, you're out. Now, this opiate crisis that disproportionately affects, white Americans, now you have one of the biggest programs in all time funded.
Right.
And it, once again, notice the difference in the rhetoric.
Right.
There has never been any sympathy for a black addict, but when they show the white addicts, it's so different. It's the same way when the poor used to be an object of sympathy. When it was the white folks fleeing from the Dust Bowl, they showed the pictures of the poor and please help the poor.
Right.
Then one day, as part of a political effort, it was decided to demonize black folks by labeling them as the poor and promoting that as a political statement. So here we go. So now, because of that same kind of injustice, however, okay, we come now to a different point where they're going to fund Kaiser, everybody. The big push is for new help. The big hiring is everybody is in addiction, mental health. So you're going to get improved mental health care. We need to push for more and better lifelong mental health care as we continue, as I do, to push for universal health care here in this country. Universal health care for everyone, a single payer, except that if you want to buy extra special coverage, you can. If you have the money to buy over and above, you can. But otherwise, even you can fall back on the free, the provided, not free, but the provided healthcare system that we move to. That's what I'm for, and hopefully we'll do that.
Right.
But we'll see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news, the bad news.